Yeah! So, it's Easter Sunday, so I guess I should talk about some of my Easter special. But which one? Well, there's one I haven't seen in like forever, so I think I'm gonna talk about that one today. That, of course, would be It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown. That's right! So let's do the usual thing where we'll recap the episode, I'll give you some of my really cool, super amazing thoughts on the whole thingamaroo, and then we'll talk some more about Charlie Brown and probably Easter and stuff like that after. So, alright, let's go! Alright, so we get right into the Easter festivities. Marcy pops on over to Peppermint Patty's house because Peppermint Patty's gonna show her how to color Easter eggs. Marcy's never seen this done before, and Marcy brought the eggs over with her. I really love how she's carrying non-hard-boiled eggs in a brown bag. Sounds like it's gonna be a scrambled egg situation. Well, almost. It's more of a sunny side up situation. Marcy has absolutely no idea how to color eggs, so she just fries them up because that's what she knows about eggs. So they gotta get some more eggs and start from scratch.
Meanwhile,
Charlie Brown, Sally, Linus, and Lucy are like, yo man, we should go down to the shopping mall and get things ready for Easter preparations. You know, they need to get the eggs to color, they need to get chocolate and candy, and they need to get the basket to carry it all in. On top of that, Sally would like some new shoes, because that's what you do at Easter springtime, right? Is you start to dress all fancy. Linus, however, is all like, whoa, Nelly there, everybody. You guys don't need to do any of that. You don't need to color eggs, you don't need to buy shoes or anything, because the Easter Beagle will do all of that for us. All this stuff just shows up on Easter Sunday morning, so like, why are you wasting your time and effort on this? I'm pretty sure that's just referred to as parents buying gifts for their children, but yeah, sure, Easter Beagle. Cool flex, bro. This kind of triggers Sally because she's like, this really sounds like that time I froze my butt off in a pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin, and nothing happened there. I'm not gonna fall for that crap again. But Linus, the smooth talker that he is like, hey, no sweat. This is a different holiday altogether and therefore a different holiday character, so it's completely different, you know? The math checks out. She's still kind of unsure about that, you know, but not quite as trustworthy as she was before.
Anywho,
the gang meets up with Peppermint Patty and Marcy at the shopping mall, and we find out that the mall is already set up for Christmas in spring, right? With a banner that actually says, only 246 days until Christmas. Like, man, it seems like the Christmas stuff is getting out sooner and sooner. But it's all good. They get their stuff and they take off, right? Go back home. Bit of a side story because, you know, Snoopy is helping out his buddy Woodstock. Because Woodstock's bird's nest, you know, is getting completely, you know, drenched in the rain and all that stuff. It turns into a pool. Somehow that's Snoopy's fault. But Snoopy, being the mensch he is, you know, he's like, yeah, that's cool. I'll go buy you a birdhouse. And so he does. What a great dag, hey? So these points get, you know, kind of repeated a few times. Marcy ruining eggs in more creative ways possible. Snoopy helping Woodstock, you know, cause birdhouses break, and Linus yammering on about the Easter Beagle and how you are wasting your time doing anything. Like, he really yammers on, man. And Lucy is pretty sick of listening to that yammering. She's like, screw that, I'm gonna paint my own eggs and I'm gonna go hide these Easter eggs out here so we can go find them the next day, cause that's how it's done. But Snoopy follows her with his own basket, and every time she puts an egg down, Snoopy steals it, like from its hiding place. Kind of a jerk move, hey? Like, what's his deal, right?
Next day,
it's Easter Sunday, and everyone is kind of bummed out, right? Like, Peppermint Patty's kind of bummed out, you know, because they don't have any Easter eggs. Sally's bummed out because she believed Linus, you know, about the Easter Beagle giving gifts and all that, and is again disappointingly mad at herself for falling for his holiday lies. Charlie Brown's bummed out, you know, because he's all alone, as kind of per usual. But like he has family and parents in town, right? Like there's still that, right? I don't know.
Suddenly,
Snoopy shows up with a happy dance in his feet with a basket of Lucy's stolen Easter eggs, and he starts to hand them out to all the kids. So like Linus is vindicated, right? Like there is an Easter Beagle. He's 1 for 2 on holiday characters. Sally's like, oh wow, there is an Easter Beagle. That's cool. Patty and Marcy get their Easter eggs, so no, they're all pumped up. And Charlie Brown, well, Snoopy ran out of eggs, I guess, unfortunately. So I guess, yeah, everything's, square one with Charlie Brown, sadly. And Lucy is pissed off because Snoopy repurposed her eggs and gave her eggs back to her that were stolen, Like, even literally 10 weeks later, she is still mad about this. So she challenges Snoopy to, like, a literal fist fight. Like, what? But Snoopy wins that contest as he gives her a kiss on the cheek instead. And she melts. She's like, oh, that Easter Beagle is so sweet. So yeah, love is stronger than anger, hey? And on that awesome note, that is the end of this fantastic tale. You know what, man? This one, like, there really isn't that much to it, but it's actually pretty awesome and, like, pretty charming. Not so much the whole thing about Easter Day, but just getting kind of ready for Easter Day, right? That's kind of where the fun is, like the coloring of the eggs, hiding of the eggs, even just getting a new outfit if you're, hip into that kind of stuff. Like, it's actually pretty swell. One thing I do like is how this one is kind of loosely connected to the other Charlie Brown holiday specials, most notably being the Christmas special and the Halloween special. Of course, with Linus not believing that whole kind of stuff about the Easter Bunny. The hell is that, right? No, Easter Beagle, man. It's gotta be different, I guess. I don't know. So as was mentioned in the episode, that's kind of like, Linus's kind of, I guess, like an obsession with the Great Pumpkin, right? Something that's not quite real, but, you could plausibly say that it's a character for that holiday. Although Snoopy bailed him out, I'm not sure if that was by design or just kind of, just total coincidence. You know what, actually, now that I think about it, there was a scene, when the whole gang met up with Peppermint Patty in front of the mall. And Peppermint Patty was talking to Charlie Brown about, like, Linus, like, he believes the Easter Beagle. Like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? Like, your friends are crazy. You could see Snoopy kind of rolling his eyes at this and, like, kind of not really being happy with Peppermint Patty. So in that case, Snoopy was like, you know what, you're actually making fun of one of my best friend's friends, making him my friend, so I'm gonna actually kind of show you. There will be an Easter Beagle this year, So good on Snoops, right? And for the Charlie Brown Christmas special, like really the whole core of it was how Charles Schultz was really unhappy with the commercialization of Christmas. And that thought process hasn't wavered and is actually overflowed into this special, whereas in spring they're already setting up for Christmas at the mall. That's a bit of an exaggeration of how it goes in the malls and the other shopping places. Like, I worked retail and it's usually everything is 3 months before the event, so Christmas will be set up 3 months before. Halloween is set up 3 months before as well. You also put lawnmowers out on display when, there's still a lot of snow on the ground, but you're getting ready for the next upcoming season, right? That's how it goes in retail. That's why you see Christmas stuff so much earlier. Well, I guess that's kind of off topic, I guess, but yeah, for these Charlie Brown specials, that's kind of how things go, because there is always something that Charles Schultz has in these specials that is kind of a dig at the way the holiday is celebrated. Not so much, how it's intended to be celebrated, but how, the commercialization and stuff like that. The Valentine's special is another one, how you have all these expectations of getting gifts and getting, Valentines and chocolates and all that stuff. And if you don't get that, it's like, it seems to be like game over, right? So there's always that message of the different holidays kind of underneath, the whole specials. It's pretty neat to see and, well, pretty consistent. So good on him, man. But yeah, man, if you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out, because it's, like I say, it's really charming, and for the spring and the Easter season, it's something kind of nice, light and fluffy, and kind of really enjoyable to kind of get into. Pretty awesome little special. I don't know if everything in this critique I kind of, said makes sense or not, but if something I said doesn't really jive and you think I'm kind of off base, or if I missed something, just let me know and comment down below, and we'll kind of discuss things. Well, I guess that's kind of that for that. So let's go see what else we can dig up about all the behind the stuff scenes and all that kind of things and stuff in there. Yeah. So, Easter, eh? And Easter Beagle? Like, is the Easter Beagle a thing? Could he be a thing? Is he just as legitimate as the Easter Bunny? Could you have, let's say, the Easter Armadillo? Yeah, I know that was a Friends Christmas episode, but just saying. And of Easter animals, why is it a mammal that lays eggs? Well, for some answers like that, we would have to hop in the old DeLorean and fly back to, like, say, the 4th century of Europe to get some of these answers. And we have these two different religious holidays that happen at the same time of year. On one hand, you have the Christian holiday around the spring, which was the celebration of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. I'm sure Linus will tell you all about that. Actually, I'm almost surprised that he didn't, but I guess that's not really the point of this Charlie Brown holiday special. It was more about the other religious aspect of this time of year, and that would be in the old region of Europe, which was part of the Roman Empire. We're talking like the Britain region and the Germanic region, and that would be in the spring where they would have a festival celebrating the goddess Easter. So, right off the bat, that's where you get the name from the holiday, is from the old goddess Easter, and she is the goddess of the spring and fertility and the dawn, I do believe, and she had her festival celebrated on the spring equinox, right? So that'd be like March 21st, and so her being the goddess of fertility, she is surrounded with symbols of fertility, most notably being rabbits and eggs. Rabbits, because there's nothing as fertile and as ready to go as a rabbit. And eggs were a symbol of fertile purity, so that's why you have an Easter bunny handing out eggs and stuff. So when Christianity was growing in Europe, and when it got to the Easter celebrating region, it would become the main religion of the region, and because Jesus' resurrection was celebrated at the same time as the goddess Easter, well, they focused more on the resurrection, but they incorporated the traditions of the pagan Easter holiday traditions with the eggs and the rabbits, and yeah, even the name of, the holiday. So that's why at Easter time you see rabbits and eggs and all that stuff. The Easter Bunny itself didn't really become like a big character until, around the 13th century or so. Prior to that, it was just random rabbits and eggs, but then, after it was, there's a specific Easter Bunny. So yeah, and I did read an account from, I think it was the 16th century, where somebody suggested that the Easter Bunny would lay colorful eggs to all the good children, which, would make you question, what would the Easter Bunny leave behind for the bad children? So in this Charlie Brown special, we've already had some Easter eggs,
No pun intended.
of other Charlie Brown holiday specials, as I've mentioned, the Great Pumpkin reference, from Halloween, and the Christmas commercialization from, well, I guess, the Christmas special. But there is one really obscure reference that does happen in this Easter special. So there is a scene where Snoopy is looking into one of those magical sugar eggs, and he has an animated scene kind of going on inside of rabbits dancing, and well, it turns out that these rabbits are the infamous bunny bunnies.
The what?
Yes! You see, back in the day in the Peanuts comic strips, Snoopy is a really big fan of this book series called the Bunny Wunny Books, and they were first mentioned in the comics in July 26, 1970, but they were only mentioned, they were never showed, so Peanuts creator Charles Schulz has confirmed that the rabbits dancing in the scene were indeed these Bunny Wunnies, which I can really appreciate how odd and how incredibly random this piece of information is about this one small scene, but having that bit more weight behind it kind of makes this scene pretty more interesting, well, to me anyway. And this Charlie Brown Easter special, along with the Be My Valentine Charlie Brown TV special, were both nominated for a Daytime Emmy in the category of Outstanding Children's Special in 1975. So the odds are looking pretty good for Charlie Brown that year, right?
Nope.
Because both of those specials lost to the eventual winner of, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. So I guess at the end of the day, the Christmas is stronger than Easter and Valentine's Day. But yeah, and so with the other stuff and all that there, I guess, that's that. Right on, and there you go. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it as much as I did making it. Also, feel free to check out the source material that I featured in this video. And if you want to leave a comment on anything you may have liked or things I might have missed in this, feel free to do so. Or anything else, just to say hi. That's cool too. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks.